In this video, we're going to show you how to replace the intercooler on your Chevy Malibu. This is going to be located behind the front bumper. Let's get started. Before beginning this job, be sure to bring your car down to the local shop and have them evacuate your AC system. Using a 10mm, we're going to remove the 7 bolts for the front bumper. You're going to have 2, one on either side on these outsides. Remove the bolt, do the same thing on the other side. Continue down the front, removing the bolts. One more right here. And do the same thing on the other side. Using a 7mm socket, we're going to remove the 3 bolts inside our inner fender liner. On the bottom side of the bumper, we're going to have a few more screws to take out. Using a 7mm socket. I'm going to remove the one on the corner. Remove those 3. Now our inner fender liner should freely float. Remove the 5 7mm bolts that are on the bottom of this splash guard. We have one more in this corner. Get your hand in between the bumper and the fender liner and pull that fender liner back. Right in the top, right on this seam, you're going to find a 7mm bolt. Go ahead and remove that bolt. And we can pop our bumper out of the bracket. Do the same thing on the other side. Reach inside of the fender liner and find your connector. There's a red tab. That's a lock. Go ahead and pick that lock up. Push on that tab. Push on that tab and pull straight back. Remove the connector. Do the same thing on the other side. Pull the bumper out. Do the same thing on the top side. Do the same thing on the other side. Using a T15 bit, we're going to go through the front and remove all of the bolts. Remove the 2 trim pieces, pull the bumper forward. Then remove the bumper. Using a trim tool, we're going to remove the 2 clips on the front. Pop the clip up and remove it. Do the same thing on the other side. Remove that top cover. Remove the clip that's holding in the airbox tube. Be sure that you don't let this clip fall down there. Remove the two 7mm bolts for the hood latch. Flop that over to the side. Remove the two 10mm bolts on that hood latch bracket. And one more 7mm bolt on the front of the bumper support. Remove the assembly. Pop up right on here. There's a little plastic clip on bottom. Remove the connector off the sensor for our condenser. We're going to push up on that tab and pull straight back. Using a 13mm socket, we're going to remove the nut for the lines. Remove the lines out of the condenser. Remove the 10mm bolt and nut for the top isolator. Do the same thing on the other side. On either side, there's going to be a locking tab on our condenser. We're going to push up on this plastic tab using a trim tool or a flat blade screwdriver. Gently press up on this. As you do that, we're going to push forward on the condenser, pulling it out of that lock, and we'll go do the same thing on the other side. Pop it out of place. Tilt your condenser forward. We'll have to move a few of these rubber shields out of the way that are just air dams. And remove the condenser. On either side, you're going to have one of these clips. You can push it down with your finger or a small tool. Push the clip down and pull forward on that plastic, and it'll pop off. We're going to go do the same thing on the other side. Using a 7mm socket, we're going to remove the two screws on either side of the front of this bumper support for our plastic. Remove that and just pull it down out of the way. We just need a little more room. Do the same thing on the other side. Pull this bottom trim straight forward, and it'll pop the clip off. Go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Ours is broken, so it just popped right off. You can either leave this off to the side, or you can remove the harness. Push back on the red tab for the connector, and then we're going to push on that black and remove it. Use a trim tool and pop that plastic clip out and remove our trim piece. Pull your plastic trim forward and you can pull it out through the bottom. Reaching down on the side of the intercooler, there's a plastic clip for a harness. We're going to use a trim tool and pop that out. We have one that looks the exact same on the other side. Go ahead and remove that as well. On either side of the intercooler, you're going to have a 10mm bolt. Go ahead and remove those. There's one, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. We have a connector on the front of our intercooler. We have a locking tab on top. We're going to push that back, push on the connector, and remove it. We're going to have two spring clamps here on our intercooler pipe. To remove these, we're going to pop up on either side. I'm going to leave my pick in there and I'm going to continue holding down on this other. And we're going to push in and then pull out and remove our intercooler pipe. These can get pretty stuck. If you're getting real stuck, push this harder onto the pipe, pull these clips off, and then pull it off. Do the same thing on the other side. Lift straight up, pop the intercooler out of its brackets. I'm gonna move those lines out of the way, drop it down, and remove the intercooler. We're gonna swap the sensor over from our old intercooler to the new one using a T25 bit. Remove the screw, give the sensor a twist and a pull, and remove it. They can get kind of stuck with an old O-ring. Install the sensor into the new intercooler. Get the bolt started. And snug it down. Remove the yellow caps on either side of the intercooler. Install the top radiator brackets into place. Get the bolts started. And get the nuts started as well. And do the same thing on the other side. Snug them all down. Drop the intercooler down into place. Be sure that it's sitting on the ears of the radiator. Do this on both sides. Then we're going to get our bolts started. Do the same thing on the other side. Snug the bolts down. Do the same thing on the other side. Install the plastic trim for the condenser up and through. Drop the ears into place on both of the lower tabs. Push the top into place, and those will snap into the tabs. We're going to install the two hoses onto the intercooler. Pull these forward until they click into place. Make sure that these tabs go down. If they're not fully seated, that means this hose is not fully connected. Once everything pops down into place, go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Install the connector, push down until you hear that click. Install the condenser down into place. Line it up and push it into place. Give a check to the O-rings that are on your condenser lines. Be sure there's no rips, tears. Install the two lines into the condenser. Install the nut. Snug the nut down nice and tight. Grab your connector. Install it onto the sensor. Push until you hear that click. Give it a pull. Make sure it's locked on. Torque the nut to 16 foot-pounds. Install the lower air dam. Push those clips into place. Install the screws for the air dam. Do this on both sides. Install the connector. Push down until you hear that click. Close that locking tab. Install the upper air dam into place. We're going to have these clips on either side. Push them down into place into those plastic pieces. Install the two 10mm bolts through the top. Snug them down. We're going to install the two screws for the hood latch lever. Snug them down. Install the screw for the front of that air dam. Install the top trim down into place. Make sure it's sitting under that hood latch lever. Install the 10mm bolts for the top trim piece. Snug them all down. Get the bumper in front of the car. We're going to install the connectors for our lights on either side. Grab the connector, line it up, push until you hear a click. Push that locking tab down. Make sure it won't go anywhere. Do the same thing on the other side. Lift the bumper up and into place. Lining up your brackets on both sides. Install the bolt through the back of the fender into the bumper. Get it started by hand. Snug the bolt down. Do the same thing on the other side. Install the two top valence trim panels. Go down the line and install all of your Torx bolts. Go down the line, snugging down all of the bolts. We had one more 10mm bolt right in the middle here. Get that started by hand and snug it down. Peel the fender liner back, reach up and install the 7mm screw. Get it started by hand and snug it down. Push the fender liner up into place, tuck it inside of that bumper. Repeat that process on the other side. Install the bolts through the fender liner into that bumper cover. Snug them all down. Go down the line and install all the bolts that we took out of the fender liner and bumper cover. Install the clip on the bottom side, lock it down. Now that you've completed your repair, bring your car down to your local shop and have them recharge your AC system.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.